once the map is finished, it will be going to the community server that has commissioned it. At the moment, I've been very preoccupied with real life, so couldn't really do a whole lot more to this. But today we're going to pick back up where I left off. This is episode 6 of the series. Those of you who've been watching my series, thanks very much. I really appreciate all of the support that you've given me. So this little village here in the middle of this town, which hasn't really got a name yet, so we can always put that out there. If someone wants to try and name the town, then please do. Please let me know. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building a road in this direction. So this road that you see here, marked out with honey blocks and so on, is the one that we're going to be spending a bit of time on. So we're going to go and find ourselves some necessary road blocks. And I've been using the grass path block, mostly. That is actually, I think, one of the better ones to use. It's just so much easier to create a nice looking road with. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start marking out where the road's going to go. And as you can kind of see, some of what I've already done is to place an idea on where the road will be. The main thing about building a road is that you don't want it to look as if it's pushing through the landscape in an unnatural pattern. So hopefully this broadcast is actually working properly. It's only the second time I've tried using the PlayStation Network broadcast. And I may in fact be on a bandwidth that's not good enough, but we'll see. Hopefully, by the time we finish this, you'll be able to tell me. Could you hear me properly? All that kind of stuff. You can let me know. And if I am unable to be heard or unable to be understood, then that's just fine. Except that obviously I'll need to make a change for the next time round, so that those of you who are actually following me can hear me correctly. Alright, so the basics of this is, obviously we don't want to make too many changes to the landscape. We want the road to look as if it was supposed to be here the whole time, or has been here for a long time, one of the two. So you can kind of see where I've marked it out here. I've got, I want the road to come this direction, curve around here and follow these blocks. So I'm marking out the edges of where the road's going to be, and kind of just giving it a bit of leeway. You don't want your road to be straight. I don't think straight is ugly. Curved and meandering, I think, is the one what we really want to look for. So yeah, this is a curved and meandering road. Some of it's straight, some little bits of it anyway, and that's okay, because you know, in the real world, some bits of roads are straight. But in most places that I've been, you never get a fully straight road, and so this is what we're going to try and achieve here. We're going to try and achieve a road that looks as if it's natural. And I like to use, like I was saying, these grass path blocks, because grass path is not too much different to the rest of the landscape around it. Mostly the grass, but it's slightly lower, or it's made to look slightly lower, so it has a very natural look as a road. As you can see here, there's the grass next to it, and it kind of looks slightly lower, doesn't it? See that little lip there? So it is as if it's supposed to be here. I mean, obviously you can make roads out of anything you want. You could make a yellow brick road if you really wanted to. I am just a bit of a stickler for realism in Minecraft. I like to spend my time making things look as if they're natural, organic. Yeah, so I've been piping on about that a lot in my previous episodes as well. But I do like, I do build maps for servers, for community servers. This is what I do. I've got a number of different commissions going at the moment. This is the only one that I've got permission from the owners of the server to actually record and let you see the development of the map. But there are heaps of others. I've got about 3 others going at the moment. Some of them are Viking-oriented maps. Some of them are medieval. Some of them are futuristic. In space, I've got one that's going on in space. That's pretty hard. I've had to really think about how am I representing space in Minecraft. Much more difficult than I thought. But it's kind of cool because I'm building a SpaceX rocket at the moment, which I do enjoy. Mimicking life. Yeah. So this is ignore the fact that it's going into a natural hollow. We want the road to follow the landscape wherever possible. And you can see I've done like graduated lines there on the road. So I've got the nice little curve going on there. Yeah. So if you've got any maps that you think you want to share with me, or any build ideas, then please leave those ideas in the comments. And what we'll do is we'll get back together and we'll do a couple of episodes solely based on your feedback. So if there's some build ideas that you want me to focus on, we can do them together. Alright, so that road's starting to look kind of nice. As you can see here, I've got one going off this direction as well, and keeping with the landscape. So not too different to the surrounding landscape, as you can see here. But the road is distinguishable, isn't it? So that's a nice little. I like this little settlement. It is one of my favourites that I've built so far, and still building, of course. So yeah, this was where we started. We started with the central tower here. We're going to just recap for you, and we just expanded into this initial castle just here, and that was the initial settlement. And then as I got the time and motivation and so on, we started to expand into the surrounding area and make a grand entranceway and some more towers and, you know, harbour district and that kind of stuff. So over here you've got the harbour. I think I did episode 5 on this, was the last one, and so we've got here quite a bit that I actually put together. So I'm not going to recap all of it, but it certainly is fun. Here goes the bell. So I'm going to cap this particular video at 15 minutes, and then I'm going to do another one after that. Hopefully, I might actually just go and show you some of the progress that I've made for the surrounding districts. So one of the things I did recently was I connected up this settlement with the others that are in the area. So I'll show you where those other settlements are. The road here does actually link up with them. So if we go to the right as we come over here, you'll see how the road branches left and right. So these are settlements in both directions, but this one here is the one that's most complete. So if we go this way here, you can see I've already put a bridge up that connects one side of the harbour with the other, and this has got a little outpost in the distance here. That's the idea of this map, outpost ahead. So no matter where you go, there's always going to be somewhere safe that you can come and chill. And obviously the road continues in this direction, and then we happen upon a game generated settlement, which I've had to narrow the roads as I'm coming into it to match. The game generated settlement roads are always only ever 3 blocks wide. Sometimes they don't even have a complete 3 blocks, they've just got random stuff in the middle of them. I like their little village squares though, where they put a bell and they put a tree and that kind of stuff. It's kind of neat actually. So if someone's building a house here, it's made out of pink wool. Kind of funny. And I think this one here got struck by lightning, which is probably why it looks like that. It's burnt down. The cool thing about these villager settlements is that when you come to them, you can trade with the villagers. So here goes, obviously, a farmer wanting to trade some stuff. I don't have anything to give him. He doesn't want any of the stuff that I've got. That's okay. They've got lots and lots of food that you can come and harvest as well. Lots of places to fish. Yeah. So maybe what we'll do today is we'll finish off this road here. And so this road was the one that I marked out to the next settlement. And I think, if I'm not incorrect, it kind of just goes across this bay here. Yeah, it does. There we go, look at that. So you can either do what I'm doing here, which is marking out the central path for the road, which can be quite handy because it can make things fast. All you've got to do is figure out, you know, where it's going. Yeah. I've been playing Minecraft for a long time. People ask me all the time, do you play Minecraft? How long have you played Minecraft for? What have you built? All this kind of stuff. Well, on various community servers, I have actually taken part in building cool things like scale replicas of the Colosseum, scale replicas of the Eiffel Tower, cool stuff like that. Just generally doing some neat little projects with the community. Okay, so that looks like maybe that's about 3 wide. So if we just take that and make that the road, there we go. Look. So we're actually doing some civil engineering for this village. Nice. Hopefully these villagers will appreciate what I'm doing here. Well, it's pretty hard to actually know because they don't really talk to you, do they? So clearly I'm using creative mode for everything I do. This is a server which is ultimately, well, not a server, but this is a map which is ultimately going to go to a community server. So the more I do to create the world as an immersive zone for them, the better. Obviously, what the idea of it is that when the server starts up their new map, when this map is due, because it does have a time frame, I've just got to finish off the city and then we're pretty much good to go. Although I'm just doing some random stuff now on the side, as you can see. Yeah, so they release it to their players who pay them to be on their server, and the map that I present them will become the spawn area, or the area available to new players. So it's not entirely developed by any means, as you probably well aware. One of the things about Minecraft is that it's an infinite world, kind of like the real world, except that I guess the real world's finite rather than infinite. But yeah, it's cool. They intend to have their spawn area here in the city that I was showing you earlier, and just allow their new players a place that's safe, that has access to trading, that has access to resources, a mine, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like servers like that. I like places that cater for their audience, and that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy building maps for them, and it does pay reasonably well, actually, surprisingly. You wouldn't think so. So I mean, given that this is a fairly unskilled job, to a degree, because obviously in order to get things looking kind of realistic, kind of organic, you have to spend a bit of time thinking about what you're doing. You can't just run around willy-nilly placing blocks. It doesn't work that way. You have to give a bit of forethought. You know, how is this going to look? What will it make me feel like when I'm playing with it? Do the buildings appeal to me? Are the colours used, applicable to the theme? Have I got the right kind of infrastructure set up so that it makes me feel as if maybe I'm actually in a real living city? Do the villagers, have they got all the necessary professions that I need to actually advance my gameplay? All those kinds of questions need to be answered when you're creating a map like this for a community server. Okay, so that is now over the bay. So I think we're going to continue. We're just going to take this road up the hill here. And you can see that I'm not strictly sticking to the marked out path at the moment. That's largely because I need to see where I'm going, so I'm just going to leave these glowstone blocks here so that I can actually find my way. But I am kind of generally going in the same direction, so that's always good. And it means that this road will look kind of semi-natural by the time we get to where we're going. But there is actually another settlement over here, another game-generated settlement with more villages. So fantastic, by the way, when you spawn a map and you get a whole bunch of that, it's actually really cool because it helps you as a survival player advance faster if you've got access to a trading system from the local villages. And I really do enjoy it. So we're almost at the end of my 20-minute session that I was talking about, and we'll come back to another Let's Play Minecraft Outpost ahead soon. 17 minutes we've been going now. It's a long episode, although I think one of my episodes was about an hour. Maybe it's not as long as I thought, and we'll just see what happens. Maybe this is broadcasting correctly and maybe it's not, but it's hard for me to know right now. As you can see, this road is starting to snake across the landscape, and eventually it will end up over here where you can see lights in the distance. This is another settlement. So this other settlement over here is a port settlement, and I'll probably end up connecting a bunch of roads up to this and connect it to this other settlement over here. So strangely, this area has 3 settlements in very close proximity to one another, which is actually really random. I haven't seen very many maps like this, but they all have different professions. This one here I think is mostly focused on mining and blacksmithing and stuff, and they build golems on a regular basis. Yeah, what's this guy? He is a shepherd. Okay, well that's cool. So he's obviously looking after the sheeps. There's a few cats over here. Yeah, obviously the traditional creeper. Hey creeper. Off the edge you go, creeper. Yes. Go away. And of course the Endermen. Hello Endermen. You don't like me, do you? Don't blame you. Uh-oh. Looks like that fisherman's going to get smashed by that drowned. Well, I suppose I can help out. There's lots of zombies out tonight. Yeah. Oh well, I guess he got turned into a zombie. That's what happens, I suppose, isn't it? Nighttime is a bad time to be a villager. Alright guys, I think that's the end of my 20-minute episode here. We're going to do another one soon. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I hope to continue building these highways and these roads. You can see live, I marked them all out here. This one's marked out with honey blocks. It's a big long road. That's going to take me a long time to build. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, and then along the way we'll create some more outposts. You can see lots of other roads that I've marked out here as well. Look at that, heaps of roads going into the distance. There's another settlement over that way. There definitely needs to be an outpost along the way of this big massive long road here. So what we'll do is the next episode we get together, I will come to the middle and we'll build the outpost first so that we've got a place to stay, and then we'll start putting the road down. So as you can see, I've already started building the road towards that direction, but it's no way is it finished. Anyway, welcome back to the settlement. Have a think about what you want the settlement to be called. This is the overview map of it, just here. And I mean, it's pretty good. There's trade networks here already set up. This is my settlement. I did design and build this, and I did also put the villages here. So it's not an organic settlement that the game has developed. But that's okay. This is the place that's going to be the spawn haven for everybody. So when they spawn, they'll spawn here in front of this part here, and they'll be dropped in. They get access to whatever's in the chest, and you know, stuff like that. Just generally, they'll be in the right place. Yeah, and that's it. Thanks very much for watching.